Hello from Bali. This is a podcast Pigeon of Peace where we do discuss some skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the description below for the details. Let's talk about flair and let's start with the definition.
This word for me was almost forbidden and as sex, and I was never thinking to use this in a business environment. But it was a time when we, with my partner Daniel Schmidt, were working with hotel chain Starwood, and especially with hotels named W. Those hotels exist in Maldives, in Dubai, in New York, in Istanbul, in St. Petersburg, and some other countries. And at one briefing before next work week, it was a speech from a guy who came from America, and he suddenly pronounced, let's use as much Fleur as we could, because our guest at this week would be special. And yes, it would be like Robbie Williams, it would be creator of VKontakte, Durov, I forgot his name,
It's Pavel.
Pavel Durov, and some other hot stuff as management of the hotel were saying. And then I came to one girl. Now she works in Vienna in a very nice opera hotel, and I asked Marina Rogova, can you please say me what does it mean, Fleur? This word was pronounced in English. And suddenly he laughed and said, yes, but it's just usual fleur. In our language, in Russian language, we have the same word. And I asked, but is it polite? Is it good? Is it useful in this area? And he told me, we have a very fancy hotel. It has a very special design, and we have very special lighting, and our chef on the kitchen.
Chef.
Our chef has like 37 Michelin stars. His name was Alain Ducasse. So everything is so fancy that Fleur is a part of our culture. And I asked her, yes, but you have so many young girls and boys. How they would flirt with those people if there would be like sexual attempts or something like this? And she laughs. No, we know exact border. Those people should feel themselves as home away from home. It would be jokes on the edge, but nothing more. Now, no touches, no kisses. And I was saying, but this is not a flirt. And she says, yes, it's not a flirt in your sense of humor, but in our language, it's quite a flirt.
And if we would try to decompose, it seems that it's something. It's the substance that is quite light, quite subtle, quite elegant. But if you would try to maybe put it down and decompose on the different dimensions, like how exactly you could classify it, what might be the specific threats that you definitely would allocate or attribute to it?
First, there is a special language. For example, W. I couldn't remember all the terms, but I will say you several. Every spot on the hotel and every service was named with a word which was started with W. For example, if you will go to concierge, it would be whatever, whenever. If you will go to ask for taxi, they will give you wheels. So every word with W, and it was quite a story. Second, you will be asked sometimes as you talk with someone close. For example, we were laying with Daniil after massage close to the swimming pool, and we were discussing how we will work with hotels tomorrow. So we were paying money to check all the services, our own money. They would be compensated, but we were trying food, we were trying some drinks, we were trying massage, spa, and so on. And suddenly one girl came to us, and she bring bottle of champagne. She opened with 3 glasses, and suddenly she start talk with us to fill these glasses with champagne and give them to us. As he was our girlfriend or something like this, I was completely astonished. It's inappropriate. It's okay to say?
Not appropriate.
Not appropriate in our culture that girl would invite boys to drink a champagne and something like this. And I was thinking maybe now she will say, okay, now guys, you should pay for $20 in our cashier or something like this. But suddenly he give us some smile and say, come on, my name is Julia, and if you need anything, ask me. And even if someone would not assist you, you could say that Julia will punish. And we were sitting with Daniil. You know, Daniil is from a very special family, and he used to this. But I am just from usual family, and for me it was quite unusual.
And if we actually try to move this nice story from the hospitality area, let's say maybe to a professional environment, sometimes, you know, like we also could use a bit of flair with our bosses, with our colleagues, with our, you know, customers. So how exactly we should maybe transform and repurpose it in order to make it serve to us in the more like a, I would say, professional fields?
I was working in Germany, and I was several fights with girls. For example, one girl was complaining. I opened the door for her. I was like 20 years. She was like 40. And I opened the door because she were carrying some stuff, food stuff, to bring it to the fridge. And she just said to me, vielen Dank. And then she write an appeal for me. And I was sitting on committee on ethics. Second time, it was almost the same, but I don't know exactly what I have done. Maybe I helped to put something into the car to my colleagues, which has a car close to mine. And second time, I was on the committee of ethics, and I was asked my bosses not to help to German women because they are same as me. They do not need assistance. Then I was working, for example, in Japan, sorry, and it was a very strange situation. It was like 14th of February, and it was a strike. Women were fighting against the tradition to give small presents to the men, and it was a complete strike. They do not want to make this, but you know, Japanese women, they usually bring to this day like small chocolate bar. So it was not about money, it was about принуждение.
Probably temptation or something, suppression or pressure.
So it was about pressure. Thank you. It was about pressure. And I was thinking, how strange. And then I was working already in Ukraine in company Alpha Capital. We have a Canadian guy. His was named Mike. He was very huge one, and he was a little bit familiar to Cheburashka. He was his ears.
Ears, yes.
His ears were open and wide like elephants. And suddenly he came to a closed girl who was sitting close to me. She was analytic, and she was trying to жаловаться. To complain. Oh, I'm so tired, Mike. I couldn't give you this report for today. Could I give it like 10 o'clock tomorrow? Suddenly he came and started to massage her neck. And you know, it was completely strange because everyone knows that this girl was just married, and she's pretty one. And this Michael, yes, he's kind, but he's a bit ugly. And but suddenly he was making massage, and suddenly this girl says, "Oh, come on, now I have my strengths and I will do the reports." And I was thinking, wow, how could it be possible? From my point of view, it's completely inappropriate.
Well, I do believe people have like different ways and a different perception. And now you also touched the personal life, because, you know, like sometimes we might be behaving in a different way with our friends or whatever. So should we bring the flair there, and whether it has like any purpose?
I think that better not to do this. I have been working to Dubai. I have been working to Turkey. I have been working in Lebanon, in Jordan, and sometime I was witnessing. It's okay to say witnessing.
Yeah, witnessing.
I was witnessing some behavior after which people were fired from the company because Muslims country doesn't allow some kind of behavior. And you know better than me, for example, tourists in Dubai, okay, they have some kind of freedom. But for example, even when I was working in El Riyadh, it was a very strict codex of rules. So in most Muslim countries, Flirt is does not acceptable. But if you would stay, for example, in France, in Spain, in England, especially, it's quite common. By the way, sometimes it's even rude one.
Well, and then my last question will be how knowing about Fleur would help to make this world a better place.
Several times when I have bad relations with guys from Switzerland or from, for example, New Zealand, we were trying to make deals and they doesn't work. I was asked by my shareholders to invite them to a restaurant or to some bars and to invite some special girls, models and other ones. And after nights, everything will go smooth. So I do not like this kind of behavior, but it works. So who knows?
Well, we review the skill of Fleur and how it could be helpful for you. Stay in peace.